All right, good evening, everyone. Coach Matt here talking about this week's Nutrition Talk. This week, we're going to cover carbohydrates as an energy source. They are an organic compound made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms for the general makeup of the chemical formula. Carbohydrates serve as the primary source of energy for the body, particularly for the brain and muscles. They can be classified into three main types based on their chemical structure and how they are digested and absorbed by the body. Simple carbohydrates, also known as sugars, these are composed of one or two sugar molecules. Examples are glucose, fructose, which are found in fruits, and lactose, which is found in milk. Number two, complex carbohydrates. These are composed of long chains of sugar molecules and are often referred to as starches. Foods rich in complex carbohydrates include grains, legumes, starchy vegetables such as potatoes and corn. Dietary fiber is the third type of complex carbohydrate that the body cannot digest. It passes through the digestive tract relatively still intact, providing the bulk to the stool and regular bowel movements. Sources of dietary fiber include fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. Carbohydrates are essential for providing the body with a readily available source of energy. However, the type and amount of carbohydrates consumed can significantly impact health, particularly regarding blood sugar levels and overall metabolic health. The amount of carbohydrates that you should consume depends on various factors to include your age, sex, weight, height, activity level, your metabolic health, and other specific health goals. I can give you some general guidelines that will help you determine your carbohydrate intake. How much should you incorporate depends on your activity level. Your daily caloric intake for carbohydrates should be around 30 to 45% of your total calorie goal. This range, it does vary depending on your organization and other dietary means. Your activity level, people who are more physically active may require more carbohydrates to fuel their activity. Athletes and individuals with high levels of physical activity need to consume higher percentages of carbohydrates within their caloric intake. And then your health goals. If you're trying to lose weight or to manage conditions like diabetes, you may need to adjust your carbohydrate intake accordingly. In some cases, reducing the proportion of carbohydrates in your diet and focus on whole nutrient-dense sources is very beneficial. Your types of carbohydrates, focusing on consuming complex carbohydrates from whole unprocessed sources such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, or legumes and nuts. These sources provide essential nutrients and dietary fiber which can promote excellent overall health. What happens to carbs after they're consumed in the body? After you consume carbohydrates, they undergo several processes in the body. The first process is digestion. Carbohydrates digestion begins in the mouth with the activation of salivary amylase, an enzyme that breaks down starches into smaller sugar-like maltose. Once in the stomach, the digestive process continues with the action of gastric juices. The majority of carbohydrate digestion occurs in the small intestines, where enzymes from the pancreas further break down the complex carbohydrates into simple sugars like glucose, fructose, and galactose. Absorption, like I said, most of the absorption is done within the small intestines. Simple sugars are absorbed directly into the bloodstream through the intestinal wall, while dietary fiber moves through the digestive tract mostly intact, aiding in digestion and promoting a bowel movement. Number three is transport. Once absorbed, the simple sugars are transported via bloodstream and various tissues and organs in the body, including the liver, muscles, and the brain. Number 4 is utilization. Glucose from the primary source of sugar used by the body for energy is readily taken up by cells, particularly muscle cells and the brain. Some glucose is used immediately for energy, while any excess is converted into glycogen and stored primarily in the liver and muscles for future use. When glycogen stores are full, excess glucose can be converted into fat for long-term energy storage. Number 5 is regulation of blood sugar. The body tightly regulates blood sugar levels to maintain homeostasis. After a meal, blood sugar levels rise, prompting the release of insulin from the pancreas. Insulin helps facilitate the uptake of glucose by cells for energy storage. Conversely, between meals during periods of fasting, blood sugar levels decrease, leading to the release of glucagon, which stimulates the breakdown of glycogen into glucose to maintain blood sugar levels. Overall, carbohydrates play a crucial role in providing the body with energy for various physiological functions, including movement, metabolism, and brain functions. So the next question is, how important are carbohydrates to bodybuilders? Well, as a bodybuilder, carbohydrates play a significant role in the diets of bodybuilders and individuals engaging in intense resistance training and muscle building activities. Here's why carbohydrates are important for bodybuilders. They're used as an energy source. They are the body's primary and most efficient source of energy, particularly during high-intensity workouts and strength training sections. Adequate carbohydrates intake ensures that bodybuilders have the energy they need to perform their best during training, allowing for more intense and productive workouts. Muscle glycogen replenishment. Intense exercise depletes glycogen stores in the muscles, which are the primary storage form of carbohydrates. Consuming carbohydrates after a workout helps replenish glycogen stores, promoting faster recovery and muscle repair. This is crucial for bodybuilders aiming to optimize muscle growth and performance. Number 3, muscle growth and preservation. Carbohydrates play a role in stimulating insulin release, which is an anabolic hormone that helps shuttle nutrients and muscles for protein synthesis and muscle repair. This insulin response can be beneficial for promoting growth and minimizing muscle breakdown, especially when carbohydrates are consumed in conjunction with protein post-workout. Performance and endurance. Carbohydrates are essential for maintaining your performance and your endurance during prolonged workouts for competitions. Glycogen depletion can lead to fatigue, decreased performance, so ensuring you have an adequate carbohydrate intake is crucial for sustaining levels and optimizing training and performance. Timing of carbohydrates intake strategically around workouts can enhance your performance, recovery, and muscle growth. Consuming carbohydrates before a workout provides readily available energy, while consuming them after a workout helps replenish glycogen stores and kickstart the recovery process. Hormonal regulation. Carbohydrates can influence hormone levels, including insulin, cortisol, and testosterone, which plays roles in muscle growth and recovery and overall metabolic function. Proper carbohydrate intake, which is essential for maximizing muscle gains and overall health. Overall, carbohydrates are a vital component of bodybuilders' diets, supporting energy levels, muscle growth, recovery, and performance. However, the type and timing of carbohydrate consumption may vary based on individual goals, preferences, and metabolic needs. It's essential for bodybuilders to tailor their carbohydrate intake to specific training and performance objectives. At this time, do I have any questions?